I'm Nathan Tanner, and this is the Not Your Parents' Workplace Show, where each week I share one lesson that will help you grow your career. This is episode 4, and today we're going to talk about how to build a career competitive advantage. Now, I understand this is a very difficult time in the economy right now as jobless claims are up. If you're out of work, you may be thinking, how do I compete in this environment? Or if you have a job, you may be wondering, how do I get to the next level? Is this the path that I want to be on for the long haul? Now, back in 2012, I read a book that had a very profound impact on me and really shifted how I thought about my career. And that book is The Startup of You from Reid Hoffman and Ben Casnocha. And in it, the authors argue that as entrepreneurs, or we should be entrepreneurs of our own lives, and really we should operate our careers as if they were a startup. They ask three questions that we should think of as we grow our career. And in doing so, they will help us develop a competitive advantage. Now, the first one is, what are your assets? What are you inherently good at? What do you have going for you? They can be soft skills that you may have. They can also be harder skills, like finances, money, other things like that. And really thinking about the assets that you have. The second one is around aspirations. What is it that you want to do in your career? What's driving you? Who do you really want to become? And then the third is the market realities. What's the market actually going to pay you for? Is there a demand for what it is that you do? And for me, in my career at that time, back in 2012, as I thought through those three questions, I thought about first my assets. And I was pretty good, okay at finance. But then I looked to the market realities, and honestly, the market reality was there. There was a demand for my skills and people willing to pay me for that. But when I shifted to aspirations, that's where I noticed a big disconnect. I looked at the people who were doing the work next to me, and the passion they had for investment banking was much, much greater than I had. And I realized that my aspirations really weren't there. And I wanted to find a path where I had full alignment on all three: the assets, aspirations, and market realities. And I wanted to build that long-term career competitive advantage that I'd read about in The Startup of You. And I started doing a lot of soul searching at the time and thinking about the type of work that I really enjoyed. And it led to a pretty drastic shift in my career from the finance world to HR. And I'll share that full story for a future episode likely, but it was really, really difficult. It took a lot of courage. It involved going back to school, but I had enough conviction that I was going to find alignment in my assets, the aspirations, and the market realities. So the challenge I have now for you is to think about where you sit. Think about your assets. Think about your aspirations, and think about the market realities, and reflect. How are you doing in those three areas? And then challenge you to create an action plan. If there's a gap in your assets, what you have going for you, what are you going to do about it? Is there a skill gap that you need to fill? If there's an aspirational gap, what's behind that? Who is it that you want to become? And then, of course, matching that with the market realities that are out there. And as we wrap up, and thinking about assets, aspirations, and market realities, I really think about them as three circles. And if each one of those are a circle, you have your assets here, your aspirations here, and the market realities, there's so much power in being in that sweet spot where all three of those circles connect. And if you can do that, you will truly have a long-term competitive advantage. Thank you so much for joining. If you want future episodes of the show, you can click here, or if you'd like to subscribe, click here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.